Hi guys, this is the revision for your first assessment, which is out of your exercise 1.1 until exercise 1.4. So quickly, when you insert a blank page in Publisher, you firstly need to insert your header and footer. Go to Insert, you go to Header and Footer as usual. You insert your header with your initial surname, you tap 2 times, then you have a student number. And then the other thing, you go to your footer. Your footer is always your group, your group D, you tap 2 times, and then your exercise. So I'll just say revision. Your exercise name or the assessment name. Then you go to close master page, then you close the page. So now the other things there are a few things that I want us to look at. The text box. How do you insert the text box? Like this. How do you make a best fit? How do you fill the shade within the text box? How do you insert those dash dots borders? How do you do the tabs? How do you do the letter dots? Then we move on to inserting pictures, tables, and wash out and all that. So now let's start with the text box. We go to draw text box. Firstly, you left click on it and then you draw a text box. So now you just type whatever that you are required to type. I'm not going to type things as they are just to save time. So now, once you have typed everything within the text box, so now you right click. For everything or everything in the text box, if it's not visible, I advise you to always right click on it. And then you go to format text box and then you best fit that. For everything, you best fit. But with this one, let's start with everything. We need to fill in the color. There's a color that we need to fill. I'm going to select any color of my choice. Make it light as possible because there's text within that. Then there's a line. I'm going to select the line. I'm going to make it black because yes, I need to activate the outside borders. So now they are talking about the dash types. The dash types, if the PT is not specified, you leave it like that. Then the dash type, you select the one that is exactly as the one in your exercise, and then you leave it like that. The size, we don't go to size, we don't go to layout. Remember, these are for the pictures. If you want to place pictures in this instance, then you use them, or you go to red text. It's gonna help you to do that. So now we go to text box, then you go to best fit. Then you say okay. Then your text will be within. If it's bolded, you do that. You highlight, you bold whatever that you need to bold. If it's centered, you do that. You do it like that. Then the other thing, there are these shapes that you need to insert. With these ones, you just go to. You can go to the shapes now. Go to insert. You can go to the shapes. Then you select any shape of your choice, and then you draw a small shape. That's the first thing you do. The next thing that you do, you need to deactivate the color in that shape by going to shape styles, and then you select this one. You see now the shape, it does not have the color within it. No, it's no longer has the color within it now, but still the line of this shape, the outline, it's thicker. How do you format that to a bit thin line? So how do we do that? We go to shape outline, then you make sure here weight, you change it to, you reduce the PT to at least 1 PT, then you make it smaller. Then I said now you need to key in control. Press in control, the left button of your mouse. You are going to copy. You see, when you copy, you move it to the next one, then you copy other one. You see, the moment you do this, you have that pink line. It shows they are now aligned. You need to make sure you align them. You check your shape. If they are aligned, if there's this pink line, it means the eye is aligned. So now this one, then you copy, you move it to the other side until you have 4 of them or anything. Then you set in the tabs. But the tabs, I'm going to do it here because we've got so many exercises that have text. Even with these ones, there's this shape and it's got text box. I mean the tabs and the letter dots. So now let me just do the letter dots. The letter dots, we go to home, then you go to draw a text box. What do we do when we get there? Then we draw a text box. So now the next thing that you do, you type whatever that is there, and then address. I'm just gonna say tell just to save time. Then I'm gonna say date OB just to make it longer. Let's save time. So now we're gonna set in the tabs. We firstly type in everything that is part of the tabs. The next thing you do, you highlight everything that is part of the tabs. Now you check your ruler. You need to first set in the tabs where you align your tabs like they did here. You need to align your tabs. So when you set in the first tab, you need to set it after the longest width. You're going to do it after the date of birth. So now we left click on with my computer. I need to do it here. Number 1. I'm going to left click in it on number 1. Left click once. You're going to have L. You don't do it so many times because you're going to struggle. Then I need to set in the letter dots. I can set in my letter dots here between 7 and 6. I want my letter dots to end here, but now here I double click. Double click, already you have L that indicates for letter dots. So now again here you need to check if it's number 6 that is highlighted or the last one that is highlighted, not the smaller one. Then you set in the line from the longest one, and then you go to set, and then you say okay. So now the next thing that you're going to do is just to do what? You double click. Then you're going to have a line. You click there, double click. You tap 2 times. And then you click there, you tap 2 times. You click elsewhere, you tap 2 times. You tap 2 times. They are aligned and they have a letter. The next thing that you do, you see here in this exercise, we've got letter dots, and then again here, this text box, it's been rotated in a diagonal way, and then they've also inserted some dash dots here. Let's do it here. This is where you rotate the text box. You see, once you see this sign, you move your cursor until you see this thing on top of this thing here. Once it's like this, it means it activates the rotation for you. All you need to do is just to hold in the left button of your mouse, and then you move your mouse a bit. You rotate it right or left. So now we're going to rotate, you move it to the right. And then now the next thing, they want this text box to have those dots there. What do? You make sure you activate the text box. You click in the text box. Let's just make sure they are within the content so that you won't struggle. Okay, the letters are going missing now. Let's just make it bigger. So now we have this. We just need to right click on top of it again. It should give us format text box. So now you go to format text box, and then again here we're just focusing on the line. We just change the line, we make it black, and then the dash type. That's where you activate the dash type. But now here you leave this part, so you're gonna make sure that you only activate this one, not for everything. You're gonna activate for this one, the top part. You're gonna have to say color, and then you just activate only the top part, and then you say okay. There you have it. So now the next part that you do is to insert the picture. I'm going to insert the picture elsewhere because I'm running out of time. I'm just going to go to insert. Oh, let me just make this smaller because I'm done with it. I'm just going to move it there. Oh, this one is the picture. I'm going to go to insert, then I go to pictures, then I insert any picture. Oh, sorry, let's say for instance there's something that is typed. Let me type something, draw a text box, and then type a word there, and they want me to insert a picture here. Then I go to insert, I insert a picture, I insert any pic, then I move it there on my text. Alright, so now they want us to wash out the picture. With this and with this one, they don't give you the words. It's just to they wash it out, but you don't get the word wash out like in Microsoft Word. So you just go to recolor. You select any one that wash out the picture. You just select on it, and then the next thing that you do, send backward. Then your text will come in the front. Then the other thing, the shapes you did, and then the drop cap. How do we do the drop cap? Go to home, draw a text box. You draw a text box. Then we have a paragraph that is typed. Then you need to insert a drop cap. So you highlight whatever that you have typed, the paragraph, and then there's a drop cap. You just go there, and then you tell the computer you want it. How do you want it? It's there. That's according to the exercise. How do you want it? If you want it like that, you just select any. The ones that is going according, or you can customize. You can select any of your choice. Play around with that drop cap. Okay, now I see it's hiding. You just play around with drop cap. All the options are there, and then yeah, that's as far as the drop cap is concerned. And then the next thing that I see here is the table. You just go to insert, the normal way you do it in Microsoft Word. The table, the down arrow, then you go to insert table. It's going to give you the number of rows and columns. Then you can insert any of your choice. You can type within, and then you just make sure you activate the borders. Here are the borders. You can just say all borders. Then all borders will be active, and then you type, if they say right align the figures, you type the figures first. You do that, and then you just highlight that, and then you just make sure you work around with layouts. Then you have right align there, it's right aligned and all that. Then the other thing that we need to do is what? For as far as all the exercises, the other thing that I'm leaving out is the shapes. So the shapes are simple. You go to insert, and then you go to shapes. You draw any shape according to the exercise. You draw any shape according to the exercise. You select it, you draw it. Remember, pictures and shapes, you don't expand them here. You only use the corners to make them bigger or smaller. And then you can be able to deactivate the shade. That's if you don't want any fill inside, by going there. Remember, under format, you just click there, you deactivate anything, and then you can be able to type within the shade. That as far as all the things that you need to know for as far as those exercises that we did. And then I think there's also numbering somewhere. I saw numbering now before I'm running out of time. So again, with numbering, you go to home, draw a text box, and then you draw whatever the text box, and then you type whatever that is part of the numbering. Then in the bullets, if there are bullets, and then once you have typed everything, you highlight, and then you activate numbers. Remember, when you're working with the text box, there are two things that are active: the shape and format. If there's nothing that you need to work with there, then you go back home. Then you have numbering, you have the bullets. If you want to insert the bullets, you just insert the bullets. If you want to insert the numbering, you go to numbering, the down arrow, you insert the numbering according to the given style. Then that is far as all the exercises that we did for as far as the first assessment. If you need any questions, you are free to ask me. Thank you.